Hello everybody, my name's Heather and I have my special sewing friend with me today, Jessica. And Jessica is, how old are you, Jessica?
7.
7. And Jessica and I are going to make the Jessica Tote. So it says sewing with kids, doesn't it there?
Yeah.
On it. So this is the fabric that we've chosen to work with today. We had a fat quarter of, what sort of fabric's this, Jess?
Planets.
Planets, yes. So I got like grandma, don't you know? Anyway, so we've got 2 planets. We cut a front and a back. I've already made the pocket just to make things a little bit easier for Jess. Oh, we turned it up the correct way. That's good, Vic. And this is our lining fabric. So what do you think of the lining fabric, Jess?
Pretty.
That's pretty. Now, Jess has already cut a few, but we're going to mark our centres. So we've marked the top.
Yep.
And I've also, for Miss Jessica, marked the sewing line in this pattern because Jessica is 7 and she's very good at sewing, but
And I still need to learn.
she's still got a bit of learning to do, yes.
So, Heather, if you can lift that a little bit high towards the camera. Hi, everybody. It's Vicky here as well. I'm in the background.
Sorry, is that better there, Vicky?
Yes, just to mark our lines and to see our top. You can see that the side seams have been marked for Jess to help with the guidance in sewing.
And Jessica's got the good little shears that fit her hand beautifully.
I
and
think they're Tula Pink.
I think they could be Tula Pink scissors. Can you cut me a V there, Miss Jessica? Not my finger, just the V. Oh, one more little.
Yes. There we go.
We've got a bin off to the side. So now we have our centre marked, and that's within the seam allowance. So we're very happy with that. We've marked V's on all of our back and front and our 2 lining pieces. Now the first thing we're going to do is sew the pocket, to the inside. That was the tiniest V you did on that one, but we can still see it. So that's all right.
That's okay.
It is okay. Everything's okay. Now the pattern tells us that we mark from we centre it and we bring it down 2 inches from the top.
That's right.
1, 2. Is that what the pattern says?
Yes.
And we don't cut a notch in this one, so I think we can put the scissors down because we've finished sewing this one now. Sorry, I took that off to the side. I'm putting a crease in this finished pocket, and we decided to do this while Jessica was playing on somebody's phone. So I'm going to put this here. Do you know how to do pins, Jess?
No.
You don't like pins?
You prefer clips, don't you?
Yeah, well, it's very hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some pins in here. We have a few things that you don't really like about sewing. You don't like the iron either, do you, Jess?
Burned my hand twice.
Twice. Grandma's got a new iron.
She's got a little iron. So we'll give that a go.
We might give that a go. So I've put pins in here away from the seam allowance because we can't really put clips on and we can't really, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to sew here. Now we need to put on, please.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the sewing machine now. And can you press scissors for me, darling? Okie dokie. Now I might...
So what Heather and Jess have done is they've put back tack on and they've put scissor cut on the machine. So when they're finished, it will cut the threads for them.
And we've got some long threads here so we don't get a tangle at the back or the front because we don't want that.
I'll give you the best view we can of sewing.
Thank you. There's Jessica's directing this video now. Okay, and I might just move the needle a little bit. I'm just moving it over to the right. Now, Jessica.
Yeah?
Jessica knows she's going to press this green button to go. And we do this hand over hand together, don't we, Jess?
Yes.
So put your hand here, away from the needle, away from the needle. And what do we say about sewing? Walking.
Walk with the dog.
So when you walk the dog, you've got to stay the same speed as the dog, don't you? So we keep it flat. Now this is going to be really good fun, people watching. Jessica's going to do some top stitching, and we're not quite sure how it's going to go, but that doesn't matter, does it? Because the end result is the best.
And also, it's having fun. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes.
No, it
No, it
does
doesn't.
not matter if you make mistakes at all. So, Jess, can you press the green button for green for go, please?
Sure.
So we've got to
Walk
keep
with
it.
the dog.
We're doing back tacking, and then we're going. We're doing such a good job. I didn't think you'd be able to do this, Jess. I thought this would be too hard for you. Okay, now I'm going to... It's this button we have to press now. Did you see which button I pressed?
Yeah, this one.
The backward. And this machine's so clever it cut the thread. So take the... Lift the presser foot. We're going to have a look and see how... Do you know it?
And
It's pretty straight.
So Heather, I'm just going to switch the camera view so you can show.
Yes. Now, this is a project for a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And we are incredibly happy with it, aren't we, Miss Jessica?
Yeah. And you know the rule. Don't get burned by the iron.
Don't get burnt by the iron there. That's the rule. Right. We've got another job to do now, and you've done it before.
Yeah?
So... Do you remember when we cut the squares out the bottom of the last time we made the Jessica Tote?
Yeah.
Now, these sewing lines and everything I have done with the friction pen. And we're going to, helps if I get it on there. Can you draw around the ruler for me, please, Miss Jess? So there's a square. Do you remember what we do with the square?
We cut it out.
Okay. Do you want to do that for me, please?
Actually, yes. Cutting doesn't need to be straight either.
Well, the straighter the better, but it's all right, Jess. It's all right.
If you haven't
I might just...
made a mistake, you haven't done anything. See? There's gonna always be people there for you to help.
Okay, so what we're doing now
Where
is
did the clips
We're
end up?
putting on the straps. I chose this color, pink.
You want to put the clips on here, darling?
so Heather has measured an equal distance apart from the notch center, so for us to place our strapping for the bag. So we're just clipping it into place at the moment,
Yes,
and then we're going to get Heather and Jess to sew it.
together.
Yes.
Right. Now we're going to
Go back
the sewing machine.
Yep.
Right, Miss Jess.
We're going to amend our stitch length from 3.5 to 2.5 because we are now working on a construction stitch.
And we've got it at back tack and scissor cut.
And you don't need to use this fabric. You can use any type of fabric.
Oh, you're such a wise woman.
I like being called that.
You like being wise.
I like being called that.
A woman. Do you want to put the presser foot down?
Yes.
Okay. So on our website, you'll find that we have these, that we'll have
You were going to press
kits
the
of
grab.
these made up, so you don't have to think about the fabrics that you need. We'll have
Just
that
just let
available.
it go. Yeah, good work.
But we have Jess and Heather starting to sew the straps on right now.
I need to press this one now.
Heather will be using a scant 1/4 inch.
Yes, because we want this out of the top now. We back tacked at the beginning, back tacked at the end, and I will just hold it up and show you. So this is to basted into place. Can we just, over your shoulder, I just want to show them the camera. Can we see that, Vicky?
Yes, we can see.
We did such a good job there, Miss Jess. Lift the presser foot. Right. Now, can we go back to the other screen, please?
Yes.
Miss Vicky? Right, we'll get the two. What did you say? What were you just talking about before? Which sides do you put together?
Pretty sides together, blank sides together.
That's right. So we've put the pretty sides together.
Yep.
So we've got our bag and our back and our front of our bag.
Do you see that, guys?
Yes. So on the camera, you'll see that Heather is matching up the pretty sides or the right sides of the fabric together. And Heather and Jess are going to pin it in place.
Right, Miss Jess. We're going to clip along here. Now, can you see this blue line that I drew?
Yes.
And do you know what that means?
Pin it.
Now, you'll see on this one, Heather has written down the bottom, if we pull it up.
Can you read that writing? It's a bit
No,
hard
we're
to
gonna
read.
need-
No sewing.
It says no sewing.
No, so
Can you see that now?
that is visible now. So that section is going to be left open for us to turn our bag out to the right side.
That's right, because
And-
we'll sew it together inside out. So I'm going to move the needle, I'll get this right, back to centre. Whoops, there's centre. 3.5 on this machine is centre. And we're going to hope that we sew on the blue line. What do you reckon, Jess?
Yes.
We're going to try to sew on the blue line.
Fingers crossed, everyone, but it doesn't matter if we make a mistake.
No, it doesn't really matter. And we can't go yet because the presser foot's not down.
I'll just do an example.
Okay.
So,
So we need hands on here. You need, with your left hand here, start with this. And
This is
we're going,
going to be tricky.
it is going to be a bit tricky, but you can press stop and start too.
and just a reminder, we do have back tack and scissor cut selected on the machine at the moment, so that
And
Jess
you're watching.
is locking off the top and the end of her stitching.
If you want to.
Welcome back.
Hello. We've had a short break, haven't we, Jessica?
Yes.
Because Jessica was starting to sort of get a little bit distracted when we ended last time. So we went and what did we do? You watched a bit of TV.
Yes.
We played a couple of games and we had some tea.
Yeah.
And then we've come back out to finish. And that's an important thing. Do you think that's important to do when you're sewing?
Yes.
To have a break. So now we're up to pressing our side seams. And Jessica is going to give it a try with this little mini iron. She knows to touch the green and the light grey part only and to keep her left hand out of the way. Put it behind your back. And can you press this and not press my fingers either? Or can we, or just a sec, can I just have another go and I'll start you. So what I did try to do, you want to do that? You come and go that back and forward with that then, Jess.
Don't touch.
Yeah, and only on this wool mat. We can't touch anything else. Otherwise we melt that too because that burns. Well done. Let's give it a go. I'll turn it round. Last one.
Oh,
Well done.
I just had to do a bit more.
Good work. Pop the iron back here. I'm going to turn it off
Off by.
and we're going to pop it back.
Oh, it's super warm.
It is super warm, isn't it?
Yep. Did you hear that?
Right.
So right now what we're going to do is the next step we have is we're going to box out our corners.
Just as well we had Auntie Vicky keeping us on track. Do you want to get some clips and we'll clip these together?
I'm going to choose all the.
Okay, so how we box our corners out is, Grandma, if you can just put it a bit closer under the camera for people to see, is that we line up the bottom seam and the side seam and we press it flat. So you can see what she's done there. Yeah. And then we're just going to put a few clips on and we'll take it to the sewing machine.
Yeah.
So we're going to swap to the other. Pop that clip in there.
Goodbye.
We've already had one fatality that got, maybe Jessica stood on it on the floor. Come on.
Okay, so we're shifting across to the next, back to our sewing
Back
machine.
to the other camera.
So what Heather's just done is she's gone and stuck a bit of blue tape where, so Jess has a mark to sew to.
Yeah. And you can do this with yourself if you have trouble getting a straight line. Put tape on the machine. Now, if we've still got the machine's the same as it was. You want to put the presser foot down.
Yep, so we're making sure that we've got a 2.5 stitch length for our construction stitch to make the bag sturdy. And we're sewing.
Take that clip off. Good girl.
Watch out for your finger, Grandma.
Yes, but I want that seam allowance to go under the... Take that one off. Good work. Are you getting ready to press the back? Not yet. When I tell you, when you're ready, now. Oh, that was perfect timing.
Up you go.
Up we go. So we've done a seam allowance across. Is that in this?
That's in.
Good. So we've got 3 more of these to go. We might do these and Vicky might speed it up because you don't need to see us do 4.
Now, hello, we're back to the main camera. So what we're going to do here...
Which one do we turn through?
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters either.
So either turn through your main fabric of your lining, so the fabric of your lining or your main, but what we want to do is we want to have the right sides of the fabrics together. That's our key thing.
And the handles down inside.
So you'll see that the outside of the bag, we've got in our right sides together inside out, and what we're going to do is we're popping the lining inside, so the pretty sides of both fabrics will be the same way, and Heather will show you that in just a second.
And Jessica's we're going to clip this together. Now we might have to use more than just pink clips, Jessica.
Yep, and just over that mat. Yep, so you can see it. We're clipping right sides together. So
do you know what I think I might do?
Jessica, did you just want to help Grandma with the clips that are out?
So what we do generally, Jessica's a bit obsessed with pink clips, but anyway, that's why we've got pink straps. What I'm doing is first off matching the side seams, which are pressed open, matching the the notched centres. That was the tiny little notch, so we've got a tiny notch and a big notch, but that's all right. And I'm doing it on the outside because what I think I will do with this machine, because we can, is take the free arm off and it will make it much easier to sew.
And just stitch it.
Is that better?
Much better, Grandma.
I'm sorry. I'm not Grandma to you.
I know, but I keep calling you that these days.
Oh, gracious. What am I doing? Jessica's being clip mistress because that makes her happy. But do you know what? When she goes home from here, are you taking this tote home? You're going to say yes to the camera? Or are you just going to nod? Because we haven't got our faces in this, Jess.
So you actually have to say yes or no.
So you're going to take it home?
No.
You're not?
I'm just going to leave it here.
You're going to leave it here? Okay, we might have it as a sample for the shop.
Oh, yeah. I was making this to help.
You are making it to help us. We have to, can we go back to the machine?
Yep.
Please, Vic. And I'm going to pull this tool case off. Now, Jessica, Miss Jessica, we might pop this back on so we've got something to follow.
Now, Heather's pulled off that section of the machine. Because we're going around the edge of the bag, we can stick it over that and we can sew it like you would on a cylinder arm. It makes it...
That's the free arm.
It's the free arm, so it just gives you that flatbed sewing.
Can you help me with the clips?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to press the go button? Pull that clip off. So if we're clever, we can line this stitching up.
Now we've got to count down.
Yeah, go, press.
Okay, so we've just finished that top stitching.
And you're lifting the presser foot for me.
Not top stitching. We've just finished joining the lining and the body, exterior body of the bag together.
Can you turn it through for me? So Jess is pulling the bag through. I think what we've got to do is we need 2 bags. Oh, look at that, there's 2. Now, can you put your hand, remember that hole we left? Can you put your hand in there and go all the way up to here? Look at that, Jess. Now we've got 2 jobs left to do. Do you know what they are?
Iron.
3. We've got to sew around the top. We've got to iron around the top, and Miss Vicky's just turned the iron on again.
For a while.
It doesn't take long to warm up this one.
Yep. We need to top stitch the top of the bag and then sew our lining closed. So not a lot to do.
We don't need any clips anymore, I don't think, Jess. You like the clips though, don't you? Just trimming off some of the... Can I have the...
So we're just going to have Heather do this portion, as it might be a little bit difficult.
Can I have... Oh, I can stand this iron up. I think that's nearly it, isn't it? Let's have a look. Stand the iron back up again. Well done. That looks so much better already.
Okay.
We can see that. What? We're going to
go back to the sewing machine.
Back to the sewing machine, and we're going to line the top of the bag up with the side of the presser foot. I might move the presser foot over a little bit because I can. Why not?
What, the needle?
Grandma,
I'm moving. Yes, darling.
I never done top stitching before.
I know, but do you think we could try? Do you think if I help you we could try? You watch. So I've changed it to a 3.5mm stitch length.
Do you see that, guys?
And I'm following the presser foot as much as I can see because it's a bit on the skew.
You're doing fairly well, Heather.
The presser foot, the edge of the presser foot to the top fold. And Jessica's decided to help me. So that's the back tacking button.
So
you know, there's one tiny little step to go.
Yeah.
What's wrong? There we are. One tiny little step to go. Oh, back to this camera. So we've got a little hole in the lining.
Do you see that sewing fans?
Yes, sewing fans. You think all these people who are watching are our fans, do you? Yeah, they might be. You're going to do those clips for me. Pull that one off, please. Good girl. So I'm simply doing a very narrow seam allowance, top stitching.
You used both pinks.
I did use both pinks, and I'm going to do this. Now, I'm doing this sideways, so it's probably not all that fat. But do you know what? The end of the day, we've got some threads to clip, but we've got a bag. Can we go back to the overhead, please, Vicky.
We've just finished the stitching in the inside of the bag. Heather's turned it back in and we're just snipping off any additional threads. But we have a nice little tote for...
Can we do thumbs up under the camera, please, Jess? It has to come over here. We've got to be able to see it. Thumbs up. Did you do a good job? We must thank our special guest star, Miss Jessica.
So thank you, Jessica.
Who's 7.
Thank you.
And that has worn me out and worn Auntie Vicky out, but we're really pleased we did it because we had a great star. Hope to see you next time. And I think she likes the bag.
Okay. See you next time.